This is a video for a Toyota Land Cruiser. This is a 3-litre diesel auto. It's the top of the range LC5 model. Car's only covered 68,000 miles and has had just one private lady owner from new, and has quite an astonishing Toyota service history attached to the car as well, which from memory I think, but I'll show you in a second, has 10 Toyota service stamps, plus we've just serviced the car ourselves. Car, I did a test drive in which will follow this video. It drives beautifully, absolutely beautifully. I've got one of these myself, so I know them well, and is in fantastic condition. I'll go around the car for you. Just start with the bonnet of the car. Remarkably free of stone chipping. It's just got one or two very small ones. Lenses clear, no cracks or otherwise in those. Bumper corners really good. Coming around the front wing on the offside, really clean, no marks on there. Car benefits from a really good set of Dunlop Grand Treks on here. Tons and tons of tread on them. Front alloy there. There's no corrosion on it at all, which is rare for these. They can have them. But obviously side steps down there, but the panel work is all really crisp. I'm just going to squat down so you get a better angle on the panel work, but I can't see any indentations in there at all. Rear tyre again, as with the front, tons of tread, same matching, and alloy, absolutely superb condition. Coming around the back of the car, tow bar fitted, a proper Toyota one from the looks of things, but the back of the car again, there's no marks, scrapes or otherwise on the bumper there. And again, panel work down this side. Just going to squat down while I'm in this position, and again, can't see any car parking dinks or indentations anywhere on it. Really is a fabulous car. Rear, near side, wheel and tyre, absolutely superb. I mean, there will be the odd minuscule little mark somewhere on the car, but given the fact this is over 10 years old now, it really is a testament to how well this lady's kept this vehicle. But it is absolutely superb. So exterior wise, I don't think you'll find a better example of one of these cars anywhere. Coming into the back of the car now, obviously 8 seats, but these seats fold up vertically, as you can see here. This is in the upright position. Really nice sign of ownership. Obviously got the rubber mat there covering the cargo area. Little inserts so the seats can drop down with that in place as well. But underneath here, I mean, the carpet's just like brand new. It's absolutely amazing. The whole car in terms of its condition, back of the seats, is quite extraordinary. It really is. Quickly just show you in the back, just behind the cover there, you've got the full set of tools with the vehicle still as well. So just going to come into the back of the car, just fold the rear seats up in their vertical position there. It's all very nicely done. Show the carpets underneath the rear seats, absolutely superb condition there. And then you can see the rear 3 seats, and again the condition of them is absolutely extraordinary. So you simply will not find a better example anywhere than this. Just coming into the back again now with the seats down, the rear door card here on the offside, absolutely like new. So car benefits from a full original set of Toyota mats. Rear seat here, absolutely stunning condition. No marks, no scags, nothing on it at all. Absolutely beautiful condition. Likewise, just go across to the door card on this side, completely unmarked. Back of the front passenger seat, again, no marks on it. Rear climate control system or air conditioning system, again fully intact, and just no marks, no scrapes, no damage at all. I mean, it is an absolute rarity, it really is. So finally coming to the front of the car, driver's door card, just completely unmarked, absolutely remarkable. Sill area again, wonderful condition. That's the electric seat there. Driver's seat in fantastic condition. Coming across here to the front passenger seat, again absolutely stunning condition, really is. And door card on that side as well. Completely unmarked, no damage or otherwise on there. It really is, wonderful example. Okay, so sat in the driver's seat now, just going to pan around the dashboard. Again, all the plastics, as with the rest of the car, in beautiful, beautiful condition. We've cleaned the car, but it took literally half an hour. It was in such good condition. Obviously LC5, so you've got the sat-nav system, all fully functional. Air conditioning's blowing out lovely cold air. So nice, simple, easy stereo. So you've got your heated seats and four-wheel drive functions there as well. Obviously hill descent from what I can see on there, and then controls for the air suspension, the height control, and comfort settings on there as well. But it is, it's as close to a new one as you'll see. For this age of vehicle, it's really, really remarkable condition. Just come across to the dashboard itself to show you what the engine is running. As you can see, 68,135 miles, and there's no warning lights on the car at all. Even the steering wheel, everything about it's got this lovely look of new about it, which is, it really is. It's an absolute credit to the lady that's kept the car. She's kept this in quite extraordinary condition. Quickly show you here, obviously original lock and wheel nut set with the vehicle, full owner's manual pack, and even the touch-in stick set, which the lady bought from Toyota from new, all there and still with the vehicle. Last but by no means least, I'm just going to show you the service history for the vehicle. Now, this has all been done by Lookers Toyota in Romford, where the lady lived, and we've got Toyota stamps there at 6, 12, 19, 24, 31, 38, and over the page 44, 50, 56, 64, and we've just serviced the vehicle at 68. It wasn't due, but we always like to check the cars over. So in total 10 Toyota service stamps plus ourselves, and so just one private lady from new. A road test video will follow this video in just a few seconds time. Right, this is the road test video for a Toyota Land Cruiser. So this is the 3-litre diesel, and it's the top of the range car, the LC5. Car's registered EY55RXM. Mileage at the start of this brief road test is 68,128 miles. The reason we do the road test basically is we're now selling to customers from all over the near continent and the extremes of the UK, and we feel if people are willing to invest the time, energy and money to come and see us, and we want to show you the car in operation prior to you coming, I can then report back to you if there's any issues with the vehicle on the test drive, and I do that. But also just give you some feedback on the car itself. Road test is done on exactly the same roads as you'll be doing it yourself, so it should mimic exactly what you will find when you come and see the car. What I try and do in these road tests is just quickly do exactly the same as you'll do yourself, and then I'll just say report back on individual parts of the vehicle at that time. Starting with the engine, clearly it's a low mileage car. It's had just one private lady owner from new, and has been serviced by the same Toyota dealer every single time, so I'm not expecting anything really. The engine starts absolutely on the button, settles to a rock steady idle here. There's no warning lights on the vehicle related to the engine or anything else for that matter. Engine pulls very sweetly. I've got one of these cars, exactly the same model, LC5 myself, albeit mine's done twice the mileage. They take the miles unbelievably well. This is just, the engine is sweet as you like. They're wonderful engines, very very torquey, which is why they make such good tow vehicles for people. But they're just incredibly long lasting as well. As an example of one of these, I said the turbo pulls beautifully, it pulls smoothly, it comes in without any sort of it's not a sudden whack of power, which can suggest that there might be kind of issues in that system. Not that we've ever had one of these, but it's a very sweet and very refined engine on the move as well. It's a diesel clearly, but it makes a nice diesel noise, if you know what I mean. There's no kind of strange sort of whirrings or otherwise, but no, it's a wonderful engine. Engine then drives through the automatic gearbox, very typical Toyota gearbox, beautifully engineered. The gear changes are really kind of an oily mechanical feel to them, just very smooth. quite quick actually as well. I mean, it just changes there, but it's just, you know, it's just the quality of the gear shift itself which is so impressive. And as I said, given, you know, minus twice a miles, you know, it shows how well they last, because it doesn't feel any different to this one. You know, when I put it into neutral and select drive or reverse, there's no delays, there's no clunks, there's no bangs, there's nothing, there's no noises there that shouldn't be there. So in terms of engine, gearbox, you will not fault the car in any way, shape or form. They're absolutely spot on. Brake pedal, hit the brakes, lovely solid pedal right to the top. You know, they've got good powerful brakes on these cars. It's a big chunky vehicle and it needs them, but they've engineered them very, very well indeed. As I drive along, you know, I'm looking out for certain things. Obviously steering, track's pretty much bullet straight. There's no vibrations coming back through the steering wheel at all that shouldn't be there, that I can feel. The steering for what is a big vehicle, again, like mine, just, you know, actually is quite precise. You know, it's not a sports car, far from it, but it's you know, I can't detect any wear in the steering either, because again, I'm looking out for things that, you know, little sort of feel, you know, you sometimes get a bit of looseness in a car where, you know, might have a ball joint, truck rod end with a little bit of wear in it. Same with the suspension, there's no discernible wear in it that I can feel at all. It's the same thing. No kind of aftershocks, no anti-roll bar link arms chattering away underneath. You know, it feels incredibly solid, this car. The suspension, obviously, because it is an LC5, runs on air suspension, and it's a beautiful riding car. Rides exactly the same as mine. Very controlled, very comfortable. It doesn't pitch and wallow in quite the same way as some cars do, which are quite, you know, tall and upright. Certainly when I've been driving around with, you know, my kids in the back, because it's obviously a full 8-seater, they've not suffered the car sickness they have in other vehicles of this type. But it really does, you know, it doesn't come as a great surprise given the history, but it is nice to know that, you know, it's just, all these things are in such fine fettle. As I'm looking around inside the car, we've not valeted the vehicle yet, but I have to say I've never seen a Land Cruiser in such good condition. I'm trying to look around the car for any sort of, you know, chinks in the armour, but, you know, it really is in really lovely order. Dashboard's got a really kind of crisp, kind of new look about it. All the plastics are in top condition. It's a beautifully made car. Not a squeak or a rattle or a murmur from the trim. Again, exactly the same as mine. You know, they are, I'll come to that in a minute, but, you know, the build quality of these things by comparison. But I'll just finish doing this bit. I've got the air conditioning on now, pumping out ice cold air. It's 20 degrees outside, 22 degrees, and that's lovely cold air coming out of there. Full big screen sat nav, all fully functional, all works absolutely perfectly. Nice, dead simple, easy to use. You know, old tech by modern standards, but, you know, it does work well. It's quite charming, really. Obviously, pop it into reverse, and you've got a reverse parking camera on there as well, which all works absolutely fine. So again, if you are towing or hitching up, it makes it an awful lot easier to do so. Look around the other controls. Again, they've got a really high quality kind of click action to them. You know, Toyota and the Japanese do this so well. You know, I know, you know, people sort of harp on about the Germans and the build quality of their cars, but the reality is, when you're looking at 10-year-old cars, you only have to sit in a lot of the German stuff to find out just how much of a myth that can actually be. These take their mileages better than any Mercedes ML, X5, BMW, Touareg, whatever they call the things. You know, it absolutely in a different league to them. Not only are they infinitely more reliable than any of those cars, but just sat here now, just driving the car, it's just, you know, it's rock solid in a way you'll never experience in those other vehicles. You know, I'm not doing it to be argumentative, it's just, you know, we've known as a company we will not sell those other vehicles on this age, because they're so problematic. It makes our lives hell, and clearly our customers' lives hell as well on the back of it. The Toyota, you know, is a car that you can invest money in, and you know, it's rare to find them ever really going wrong. They're unbelievably well built. I'm just going to check something actually, because I may have told you a very innocent lie. I don't know why. I've just been driving. I've got two cars. I've got my Land Cruiser LC5, which I haven't used for a couple of weeks because I've been away on holiday, and I've got an LS430 Lexus, and I know the parking camera is on the Lexus, and something in my head tells me it isn't on the LC5, so I don't want to tell you a lie, so I'm just going to quickly stop here, pop it into reverse, because I seem to remember hitching up on my other one and it didn't have a reverse camera, so I'm just going to do that now. No, it doesn't, so completely ignore what I said about that. You'll have to be good at reversing. So no, so I take that back completely. So yeah, it was on my Lexus. So coming around the rest of the dashboard here, obviously main binnacle here, nice, clear, legible dials. Again, all in superb condition. There's no scratches on the perspex on the dashboard there. All the pixelation's perfect. Temperature gauge just under half, exactly where it should be on the Land Cruiser. As I said, literally everything that should works exactly as it should on the car. Loads of other little functions on the vehicle. Obviously on these you can lower the height by pressing the little button down, just down here. So you've got a couple of settings there. You can put it on low, high, so if you go across a bit of rough terrain, raise it up, and it's it gives you extra ground clearance. If you're hitching up to a caravan, as I've done, just drop it down, and so it lowers it below the ball itself, so you don't have to jack it up too high. And then obviously the middle setting for normal running. Suspension has a variety of settings from sort of full comfort through to sport. I mean, sport's an interesting term on the car because it's no such thing. I do tend to have it actually on the sportier setting, just because it does control the suspension more. There is less sort of float to the vehicle in that sense, but that's personal preference, I guess. But as I say, everything I've pressed on the vehicle works exactly as it should. There's nothing that I've pressed as of yet which hasn't worked exactly as the manufacturer intended. But you know, they are really, really great cars. I mean, if you're kind of looking at Toyota Land Cruiser only, then yeah, you'll be looking at a fantastic example of one. But I said, if you are sort of cross shopping against other manufacturers, just all we kind of ask people is, just take into account if you're buying a £12,000-13,000 sort of German manufacturer, or more importantly something like Land Rover, who make quite wonderful vehicles, but they are just woefully unreliable. You've got to sort of leave an awful lot to one side to run the things, in terms of the stuff that goes wrong outside of servicing or warranty or otherwise. The Toyota, as I said, we've sold loads of these, and we hardly ever see them back, and if they do, it tends to be for very minor stuff, and they're generally much higher mileage just by definition. Normally a 10-year-old car will have done over 100,000 miles, as mine has done, but they take those miles just so well. But to find one like this, where it hasn't had numerous owners, hasn't sort of started to have kind of non-Toyota servicing done on it, it is a really rare thing. And as with mine, it does pay dividends. My personal cars, again, exactly the same as this, had a astonishing Toyota service history, and that's why it drives as it does. It's just been beautifully looked after. What you do with it after that point is entirely up to the individual. But at this point you'll be buying a quite superb car. Basically that ends the video, so I hope it's been of use. If there's anything I missed out on the video, then please don't hesitate, do give us a call.